everybody, I'm Jamie Kale Miller of Pandora Astrology, and with me is...
Hey guys, it's Julia Mikas. I'm also a part of Pandora and joining in from San Francisco.
Yep, and I'm in Berkeley. So we want to talk with you today about the full moon in Libra. Let me put it up on screen. Here you can see the chart. There's the moon in Libra here. It is opposite the sun because that's what a full moon is. It's always going to be an opposition between the sun and the moon. And right next to the sun, same degree as Chiron, 8 degrees of Aries, and the Venus is there too, and check it out, also in 8 degrees. So it's a very strong connection. And I may have mentioned in your horoscope this month that Venus is involved in both of this month's moons, which it is. So they both have themes around relationship for that reason. With this one, Saturn's involved too. That's going to bring a more serious note. Hey, Julia, what are your thoughts about the meaning behind this moon and the fact that it's a full moon too?
Yeah, good question, Jamie. Well, full moons, that means that the sun and moon are 180 degrees away from each other, so directly opposite. They tend to highlight our relationships like all opposition aspects do. And because we also have Venus in there in the same degree as both the sun and moon, that really adds a lot of emphasis on the relationships, like Jamie was saying. This full moon, I think, is going to bring up a lot of past issues, pain that you may have felt in your early childhood or perhaps previous relationships that you've experienced before, which might be affecting the present relationships you're in, because we've got Chiron, which is the wounded healer archetype, deeply configured into this full moon. And Chiron has a tendency to sort of bring up old wounding from our deep, deep past or earlier experiences.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a really big theme around that. And, we could just as easily have named this moon Love and Wounding, but love and healing makes more sense actually, because there's plenty of harmony in this moon. I mean, there's the inherent stress of an opposition, which does tend to polarize and therefore play out in our relationships, as you said. But there's this lovely harmony with Saturn, and Saturn is trining the moon and sextiling the sun, Chiron, and Venus. So if there does develop a sort of a battle between Aries and Libra, where Aries is all about, what do I want and where am I going? And I want to be really blunt and direct and forceful. That's all Aries stuff, versus the Libra, like, well, I want to be diplomatic and find out what's fair. And I'm more interested in us and we instead of, just myself. So that battle is going on. And then Saturn is helping because of its position in Aquarius, which harmonizes and flows really well with Libra. They're both air signs, so there's a very cerebral bent to that. And Saturn is going to want to bring in a quality of like restraint, even self-discipline, and is going to want to also add, a quality of structure and order to the situation. But Saturn gets along with Venus, Chiron, and the sun also. They placed in Aries are going to be pulling more in an individualistic direction as opposed to towards coupledom, which the moon in Libra would be more interested in. But Saturn in Aquarius really understands independence. And so Saturn acts as a sort of a mediator to help the two opposing sides of this dilemma get along a little bit better. So this is falling in 8 degrees of cardinal signs. And the cardinal signs are Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn. So if you have anything in your chart, anything at all, that's very close to 8 degrees of a cardinal sign, meaning up to 5 degrees before it, up to 5 degrees after it, then you will feel this moon. And so these notes say 2 to 12 degrees. It's really more like 3 to 13 degrees, which is where you would really feel this moon. Julia, do you have anything to add, or you think we are ready to wrap this one up?
We're almost ready. The only one thing I would add is, especially with that Saturn sort of stabilizing influence, which you had just mentioned, it kind of makes me think that you know, if old wounding from previous relationships or around love or affection does tend to surface around this time, now with Saturn, you have the maturity and a little bit of the steadfastness to really sort of deal with this wounding to turn it into healing.
I love that. And that gave me another idea too, as you were talking, which is that if you want to imagine this as a sort of a scenario, you know, like one partner who is maybe in the conversation in a place of pain, and another partner who's trying to negotiate, and then, you know, they're sort of having a battle. Saturn in Aquarius is kind of like a friend stepping in. You know, Aquarius is about friendship. It's about community. And it's almost like saying that the element that's needed to help you get out of this quarrel with the person that you love, maybe the person that you live with, is to bring in a third party who is a friend who can understand both sides and stabilize the matter.
Nice.
Yeah, I really like that a lot. Well, that's what we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. We certainly enjoyed making it for you. You can find more of the news of the month on our website at pandoraastrology.com. You'll find that our forecast page is there. You can find horoscopes there. You can find classes and readings. And you can also find the new news of the month aggregated into a list on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. And until next time, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.